Hi, I'm Chuck Freedman, Director of Developer Advocacy at Akamai Technologies. Every day I get to work with people who are finding success on our platform and within our community. Come join me as we talk about the journey it took to get there and some insightful stories that they can share about their experience along the way. Welcome to the Developer's Edge. Welcome to the Developer's Edge. Very excited to talk to our first guest today, Tim Vereecke. Tim, I've really enjoyed getting to know you in my first couple of months in my role as Director of Developer Advocacy, what you mean to the company, what you mean to our advocacy program and our Developer Champions program, and most importantly, what you mean to our developers in our community. So it's really exciting to talk to you today.
Great to be here, Chuck. Thank you.
Thank you. I wanted to start by talking about your role prior to Akamai, what you were doing with your career, and kind of what excited you about the opportunity to join this company.
So I joined Akamai almost 8 years ago. And before that, I started my career as a developer, and I helped building the first government website for Belgium. So that was the next. Next, I really liked the web. So I worked with web content management systems from Documentum and EMC. Then I did a few more projects more into the document management world. And I really had that passion for web development. I had passion for the internet. I also had my own side projects. I run some hobby websites as a spare job. And then one day, 8 years ago, I got in touch with Akamai and I got this role.
I'm interested in some of the resources that you've used in your career or personally just to sharpen your skill set. Any books in particular, or anything that has really inspired you or helped support you along the way?
Oh yeah, there were a few books. I'm a big fan of the O'Reilly series, and where I have here a few books on my desk. For example, one I really liked was Building Scalable Websites. That goes into performance, but also into handling large loads.
When someone says Akamai, or when someone asks you where you work and you tell them, does that carry with it some meaning of reputation or innovation that you're particularly proud of?
When I need to explain to my daughters, they're 8 and 6 years old, what I do, in the end I always say, like, Daddy works for a company which makes the internet work. Right? It needs to be fast, it needs to be scalable, it needs to be secure. And whenever you use your iPad or you go to a website, when they go online shopping or they download something, then I tell them that's when our customers use Akamai. And a nice thing there is when my daughters visit a website and it's slow, they really can shout from downstairs to upstairs, Daddy, 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 you need to go talk to this website because they need some help.
Can you think of an instance where maybe it was a launch that didn't go right, or some project that just didn't land the way it did, and you were maybe called in? Was there a point of frustration from the developer or something where they just hit a wall and you were able to step them through or walk them through something that really helped them?
If you're looking at developer.akamai.com, we have so many APIs, so almost everything can be automated, which is good. The downside sometimes is then like where to start. And very quickly DevOps, for example, you're looking at automating and then pipelines and doing all these things. And yes, you can do that. On the other hand, if you're new to that world, it can be a little bit overwhelming. So there, I came up with a small deck how to get started with Akamai DevOps. A few simple things like start with Purge, start with creating a custom dashboard, extracting useful information from the portal instead of having to go to the portal. All little things which get you acquainted with how it works, the CLI, etc. And then once you have done these baby steps, which are already very valuable, you can then decide, do I want to go to the next step? So that's one example.
We have a program internally called Developer Champions, which is managed by Mike Ellison from our Developer Advocacy team. And I know you're a standout member in that. You tell me a little bit about that experience and sort of what it means to, meet frequently with others, create this sort of nexus of support that we can all benefit from.
Yeah, I think the internal developers champions program is great. So is Mike, great guy from the Amsterdam office, and yeah, it's really nice to see all these smart people from pre-sales, but also professional services to share interesting ideas. So not only everybody internally gets smarter, but we then also, for example, create blog posts or share a quick YouTube video to explain those things. There are even some of the ideas which are actually just getting into the product. So there is also that drive from everybody in the organization and the developer champions to make the default better, to make the default faster, to make the default easier to use. So we all have that passion and that drive. So that I think that's positive. And then a few things I shared there is then again, I used my own website to share, for example, how I used edge workers and the key value store to accelerate autocomplete, for example, and then have like a full blog post deep dive.
What are some of the other programs out there that we call them friendlies, integrations, partnerships that we have, that we share developers with, that you look and say, it's great that these tools are available for our developers and our customers?
Oh, there are actually a few. So one of the things I like now is, if you're looking at GitHub, of course, a very popular code repository. If you go to the GitHub marketplace, you can actually, if you search for Akamai, you will see some ready-to-use GitHub Actions. That means that if you, for example, deploy a new version of your code, you can automatically send an annotation to Akamai Impulse Run, or you can deploy automatically files to net storage, or you can, as soon as you commit to a branch, then you can decide, I automatically call the Akamai CLI for edge workers and do a deploy and a push to staging or to push to production. So that's like these GitHub Actions are great, but it's also great. These are not only built by Akamai, but also by partners or from customers. So that's where the community helps as well. And there are potentially more ideas which we can do there. So I think that's good. Another one I like is Postman integration. Postman is a very easy to use tool used by many developers to send curl requests, consume some APIs. So now we have a very easy to consume Postman integration for the Akamai REST APIs. That's something I like.
Awesome. Yeah, we're so lucky to have you. I want to just share that with you, Tim. You've been inspirational to me the first 3 months, at least, for me to be at the company. And I know a lot of folks here look at you as a great example for how we're making our developers successful, and the passion and expertise really represents everything that we need. So thank you so much. And I hope this has been a fun conversation for you.
Yeah, it was a fun conversation, Chuck. Thank you for your time, and thank you for all you do for the Akamai developer community.
Well, hope you enjoyed our show today. If you want to see more, click the like button and subscribe to Akamai Developer to be notified when new episodes are available. You can also browse other Akamai Developer videos and series. It was great to have you with us today. Look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.